And it's always different when you rush a mobile quarterback as opposed to a guy you know will be right back in the pocket. In this case, you got to make sure the inside pressure and the outside pressure match, and maybe even a second wave to make sure if he squirts free, you've got someone to tackle him.
And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42. The Steelers on third down, 2 for 5 to this point. This is going to be 3rd and 13. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. I guess no need to force it when you can do that instead. First down, 18-yard gain.
No shortage of impressive moments from him thus far. Now he's halfway to the century mark, and we're still in the first half. There's been no answer for his running ability so far by the defense. I can't wait to see what adjustments they'll have to make during the halftime break.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. He's able to work free for about 6 down to the 18.
That's a strong pickup right there on first down, and as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
2nd down and 4. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. That is caught at the 7-yard line. The pickup goes for 13 and sets him up 1st and goal. Two minutes to play in this first half. 7-3, our score. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. It's their quarterback with touchdown number 12 on the year. And the Steelers have taken the lead.
Defensively by now, you know his ability. You know he has it in him to take off and run.
Yeah, because they knew coming into this game, but we've already seen examples in this contest that he can run the football.
I think they're going to examine different ways to rush him now. Are they going to do it with different lanes? Are they going to use a spy? But they have to come up with options because right now, he's hurting them.
Now the extra point try forthcoming. And it's through, and that makes the lead 10-7. A 10-play drive that time. And it's finished off with a 5-yard touchdown run. Here's the Steelers kick team as they'll boot this one away. And he'll wisely just take a knee here, and this ball will come out to the 30-yard line. The Green Bay offense ready to take over. And the way their last drive ended, boy, it was frustrating. They had a pretty good drive going. It was sustained, and then it stalled out, Charles, and they missed the field goal and got nothing out of it.
Is that insult to injury? Because they had such a sustained drive.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football, and it's picked up by the Steelers. And down inside the red zone at the 19-yard line. Defense, they were swarming that time and ultimately got to him before he could get rid of the football and knocked it free.
And don't you feel just a little bit of sympathy for him back there, though? So much going on, so much swirling around. He's trying to find someone downfield. He's trying to move around to find an open target. Sometimes you forget the number one thing, take care of the football.
So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20. Can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. And it's never good to take a sack. You really don't want to take one down here in this part of the field, down near the red zone.
Not at all, because you're already pretty much assured of a field goal. But you take a big sack, it could push you out of range, and that's why defenses get a little more aggressive in this situation. They're almost conceding the 3 points. They want to push you back and try and take you out of that.
Now a 2nd and 10. He'll find Metcalf. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. They'll come to the line needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. Give him 10 that time, escaping the danger, running with it, and picking up a first down. Now a timeout called for by the offense, as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. And caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. A 2-yard touchdown grab. And the Steelers will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. Well, that's just how they drew it up, CD. His first read was there, got it to him quickly, and into the end zone.
Absolutely excellent execution by all involved. And the coordinator, got to give him credit, found the perfect play call. Quarterback let it fly as soon as the target came free. And his guy made a nice catch. Just how you draw it up in practice and then execute it in the game.
Extra point splits the uprights, and his guys will take a 10-point lead. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And the returner down to a knee, and this will come out to the 30-yard line. The Packers with a football here late in this first half. Charles, you're down multiple scores, less than a minute left here, but with that deficit, they've got to try to at least work their way into field goal range to try to muster something out of this drive.
And I'm going to go ahead and date myself one more time because I'm going to quote an old Smokey and the Bandit lyric. They've got a long way to go and a short time to get there, but they still have time to get it done. So I'm looking forward to watching them mount this drive and see if they can get some points out of it.
Here's a 2nd and 7. Quick hitter here. It's complete. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. They'll give him 4 yards there. And now we've got a 3rd down and 3. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. It's complete. Swings it out to his running back. Now the Steelers use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in half number 1. Here's Morstead now as he sends this one away. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. The Steelers taking over now late in this first half. And with a 17-7 lead, maybe they're just looking to get into the locker room. Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. Throwing left side, it's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. The catch and run pays off for 29 yards.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing, but as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
Now the Steelers going to use their 3rd and final timeout, as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. Back to throw now on 1st down. And he's got him. Got his man on the end route. Complete. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. So we've reached halftime here with the visiting Steelers out in front, as we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in a minute. But first, time to give the folks at home a look at what's going on around the NFL. We'll start over at Raymond James Stadium in Tampa, where it was definitely a game with some intrigue, as you can see by the scoreline. Jalen McMillan, a touchdown catch in the victory. From there, let's head off and check out a second game. and they were losers in that one to the visiting Houston Texans. C.J. Stroud leading the way in the victory with 3 touchdown passes. And then finally, a good one on Monday Night Football to wrap up the week between the Buffalo Bills and the Atlanta Falcons.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. A 10-point game, 17-7 the score as we get back to it on EA Sports. Khalil Herbert to return it from his end zone. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. Here's the Packers offense now getting set to start off this third quarter. By no means certainly are they out of this contest. 2-score game start of the third quarter, but you feel like if they don't get points and then they give up points, then it can become a slippery slope. This feels like an important possession.
Yeah, and that slope becomes even more slick if you come away empty-handed on this drive, because then you give them a chance to extend their lead. You need some kind of points here, even if it's just a field goal. It's what I call one of those calming drives, try and slow things down a little bit. Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
And that's going to be incomplete. Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Pressure comes, and the Steelers take him down. Alex Highsmith making the nice play and getting the sack.
I'd say it's not panic time yet, but let's be honest about it. Empty possession here, not what you're looking for when you're down a couple of scores.
Absolutely not. Trying to start the second half off on the right foot. Unfortunately, going to give the ball up. Here's Thomas Morstead now, as he'll kick it away for the second time. First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. That'll be a 43-yard punt, just a single yard on the return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. So here are the Steelers to take over on offense. They're working on a 4-game winning streak, and they lead this one as well right now as they start 1st and 10. They go over the middle, and it's complete to start the drive. And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up 2nd down. And now a throw here secured by his running back out of the backfield. The Packers bringing in an extra member of the secondary here to try for the 3rd down stop. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And this is only going to be a gain of 2. He needed 3. It's 4th and 1.
So many things go into making a good play on defense. In this situation, just not being blown out of the way was a big start, and then a nice tackle to finish things off.
The Steelers send out their punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And a fair catch signaled for and taken just outside the 20-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And it'll be Packer football here. 1st down and 10. Green Bay's offense ready to go again. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old-school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is, can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. He'll try again with the arm here on second down. And he comes back with one complete. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. The throw right sideline here is complete. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Over the middle, it's complete. And he's corralled at the 40, but not before picking up 8.
Second and a couple.
Now a handoff running through the middle. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. Now a play fake here on 1st down. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete.
From the 35, here's the 2nd and 8.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw.
And that one off the mark behind him, incomplete.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Into a double team, and it's intercepted.
And the Steelers are going to get the football here at their own 40-yard line.
Well, this had trouble written all over from the start. He's got 2 extra defensive backs in the game he's got to deal with. They're in a dime set. So everywhere he's looking, he's seeing a different color jersey. And sure enough, this one winds up being intercepted.
And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field.
They'll start at the 40, so great starting field position following the interception.
So good field position for the Steelers as they come up 1st and 10 at the 40. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. This is caught inside the 15. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. DK Metcalf, 60 yards.
And the Steelers are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Well, Charles, he's still a young signal caller in this league, 2nd year in the NFL. And I don't know if last year as a rookie, if he would have worked through his progressions like he did on that touchdown pass.
I think you're right about that. We're seeing him grow up right in front of our eyes because when he went to his primary read, he recognized that they were all over that, so he continued to survey the field, picked up another target, delivered a pass exactly where it needed to be. A very mature play for the 2nd-year quarterback.
Point after, right down the middle. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. Here's the Steelers' kick team as they'll boot this one away.
From the end zone, here comes Herbert. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line.
The Packers offense now. They get ready to head back onto the field.
I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Green Bay, Wisconsin is the spot. 3rd quarter inside Lambeau. Glad you're with us. 2nd and 10.
And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3.
So it was already a gain on the completion, but tack on some more with that penalty.
Absolutely, and no matter what angle you're making the tackle from, you can't grab the face mask, and that's just putting your defense on its heels just a little bit more.
So the penalty yards marched off on the face mask. Here's 1st and 10. Now this one to his tight end out on the right side. It'll go as a gain of 4, and that'll bring up second down. The throw over the middle taken in. 8th catch for him now. He's been a big factor, and it's a first down. Now they'll throw here out of the gun.
Slant pass complete to Olave.
And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Good yardage after the catch. Is that play good for 30 and a first?
This is what made the West Coast offense a staple around the NFL in the 80s and 90s. You don't have to push the ball deep downfield to come up with big plays. And there's an example of that right there.
So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down. Here's a give up the middle. They'll get to him just inside the 15-yard line. And even after that fancy footwork we saw, a good job defensively to recover. 2nd and 5. And he's going to go down. He's sacked back at the 24. They'll wind up losing 10 on the sack, and it'll lead to a 3rd and long.
And another long drive from the offense, but the defense is denying them the end zone. Nothing to show for the last drive offensively. They can't come away empty-handed again.
Seventh play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
And there's another stop. One of the league's best defenses is certainly bringing it again this week.
Gay's kick is good, and that will close the gap down to 14.
So that maybe not exactly what they were hoping for, but it does get them back within a couple of scores.
And at this point in the 3rd quarter, you don't have much margin for error, and that means you can't have drives that end with nothing. Whether it's a punt, a turnover on downs, those have to go away. You have to end with a kick, either a field goal or an extra point after a touchdown.
Out comes the Steeler offense now, ready to see what they can do here.
Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. They'll look to throw for it on 3rd and 1.
And that nearly the pick that they needed. He couldn't pull it in, though, and it's 4th down.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. This is taken at the 15.
And that'll be a return of 12 following a very nice punt.
And out will come the offense as they take over.
The Packers ready to take over offensively.
And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6.
So from the 37, here's 2nd down and 1.
He's going to launch this thing way downfield. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
But we saw that he had a lot of success last week throwing the football, but that hasn't translated to this week. But with his team behind, I don't expect him to back off. I expect him to keep firing.
On 3rd down, they're going to run for it here. And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. 1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Back now at Lambeau. It's the Packers who have the football, but in need of points as we begin quarter number 4. They'll look to throw here on first down. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back. Complete. It'll be a gain of 5, and it's second down. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give him that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle him after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Ball placed at the 45 for 2nd and 5. Now they go screen. It's complete. A good job defensively to hold that to 4 yards, and now it's 3rd down. One back in the backfield. He'll get the carry. And he's going to have a Packers first down. It's a gain of 6 that time on 3rd and 2.
Brandon, unfortunately, I've been here before. They've had 2 opportunities to stop them, so this is demoralizing. They haven't gotten it done. Now you're calling all your blitzes, all your attack defenses, but you're not worried about playing your normal position. You're going to take chances now.
Well, you said it. 2 third-down opportunities to get off the field. Couldn't do it, and the clock continues to roll. Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down. Now a throw here, hauled in. And they just keep marching right along. First down on a pickup of 8 there. They'll set up a throw. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. What a great effort there. He's going to get this inside the 15, and they'll spot it at the 13-yard line. Nice run. 83 yards on the ground for him now as he has gotten better, really, as the night's going on.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. Now a handoff up the middle. Lloyd, it's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football, and it's a foot race. And he takes it back to the house. A fumble recovery for a Steelers score. The offense, they've had some sloppy moments. Sloppy there again on that one, and it could be the backbreaker.
From a defensive perspective, if the offense is going to be sloppy, you've got to take advantage of that, and that's what they've done all game long.
Point after try forthcoming. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21 points. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there. Grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6. So here's the kickoff now as he'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. From the end zone, here comes Herbert. And he returns this to the 22. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. Their mini 2-game win streak appears it might be going by the wayside unless they can pull a rabbit out of their hat. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And incomplete on the deep ball. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. As it complete to Jackson Smith and Jigba. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. The play action fake. They'll look to throw.
Short throw. He's got Kraft.
So the completion good for 6 yards. And that's going to bring up second down. Again, he'll drop to throw.
All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Loose inside the 30. Inside the 10.
And he brings this one back. It's a pick six for a Steeler touchdown. So this defense doubling its pleasure there. Remember, they had the fumble return for a score earlier in the game, and now this time an interception return for another score. No going for two. They'll kick the point after. And he's been a busy man. 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick six. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
From the end zone, here comes Herbert. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
The Green Bay offense now about ready to take possession here.
And you can sort of sense their dejection. That last pick six put the icing on the cake, so to speak, in what has been a rough go for them.
After the pick six, they go right back to the air. Throwing middle, and it's complete. And he'll be corralled right around the 34. On first down, he'll drop to throw.
Short throw. He's got Kraft.
And that's good for a gain of 6, and it'll be second down.
Now that's staying ahead of the chains. Really good pickup on first down, hitting the tight end there. Now it brings up a second and manageable.
Just found a hole in that zone.
2nd and 4.
And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going to go down.
Taken down for the 5th time this game. Multiple defenders there to get him.
We all know he's one of the better quarterbacks in the league, but definitely not today. His team trailing by multiple touchdowns and a late sack. Just a parting gift from the defense for him to take back to the locker room with him.
The Packers on third down. Not quite 50%. 4 for 9. This is 3rd and 9. They'll drop to throw.
The defense gets a hand on it, but he still grabs it. And he is going to have the Packers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
Two first downs have him up near midfield now on 1st and 10. Now back to throw.
Short throw. He's got Kraft.
And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down.
2nd and 1. Got his man. That's Luke Musgrave. And he's going to be touched down, but he's got the first down.
They'll look to throw again. Looking left side, it's complete. He's got it. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. Back to throw again. And this is caught at the 8. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
Offense for them has been at a premium. You wonder where plays like that have been all game long.
They're thinking the exact same thing themselves, but they're also looking forward now because now these plays are really for next week, trying to get some momentum going.
looking to throw. And it's intercepted at the goal line. And he's got daylight. It's a foot race.
And the Steelers are going to take over at their own 11-yard line. So a good drive with a bad ending, Charles. They move it down the field well. Cannot finish it off, though, as it's intercepted in the end zone.
Deflating, that has got to be the word here, because they were sharp in moving it down the field. But sometimes you start thinking like a touchdown is a given, and it doesn't always work out that way, as we saw there.
Get a look at DK Metcalf as this offense returns to the field.
He's been a load for them to handle defensively. I know that much.
But look at him. He's got 7 catches on the game, and he's starting to shred them a little bit, because not only is he catching them, he's picking up good yardage, keeping the chains moving, ball control, you name it. This big guy, what did you say? He's been a load for them to handle?
That's right.
Agreed.
7 catches, as you said, over 100 yards.
Historically, this is such a tough, loud venue, but you can hear a pin drop right now. A lot of fans long gone, not used to seeing a lopsided score like this. This 2nd and 4.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And there is nowhere for him to cut back as he's taken down in the backfield. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss.
Well, this was a really nice display, Charles, of complimentary football, especially how much they were humming in the second half to pull away and get the victory. Really a complete performance.
And so much fun when you're able to have everyone contribute, both sides of the ball. You go back in the locker room and you just savor it, right? Because that's what football's all about. A true team game, and they got it done in this one.
So for the Steelers, their strong September has carried over to October as they move to 5-0. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Packers, the loss will move them back to 3-2 on the year. And they'll look to regroup next week as they head to MetLife Stadium to take on the New York Giants.